Okay.
And if you could make me host, Nancy, so I can show her my PowerPoint presentation.
Do that. Nancy's gonna do that from here. I make you co-host?
Yes, please. Yep, that'll work exactly right. All right, just give me the thumbs up, somebody, if you can see the PowerPoint on the screen that you're looking at.
Yes, we do.
Yay! So far, so good, right? Right, so as you heard, my name is LaDawn Whiteside, and I am the AARP Montana Caregiver Consultant. And a little bit about me is that I have been working in and around healthcare and seniors for the last 40 years. And I have primarily been involved with community settings as opposed to legal settings. But currently I am also the Montana Elder Justice Navigator for Montana Legal Services Association. So that is the only place that I hadn't been in the senior world. So I jumped off and did that too. So my AARP work is part-time, and there is no charge to libraries for materials or anything. I want to make that really clear that everything from AARP that has to do with caregiving is free. That's not necessarily true for everything AARP, but all of the caregiving materials, information, resources, all of it is free. So if you went to the AARP website and you saw something that you liked and you wanted to get it for yourself, someone at the library, someone in another state even, you can just order it off the AARP website, which I will show in a minute. Because this is a nationwide program and the rules are consistent across all the states. So I have worked as an activity director, actually assistant. I have worked as an activity director in nursing homes. I worked at institutions, 2 different institutions for people with intellectual disabilities. I worked for 20 some years for the Certification Bureau, which was healthcare regulation. And for those people that don't know what that terminology is, it's like the nursing home police, but it involved all the certified healthcare facilities in the state of Montana. And I was the abuse and complaint coordinator for, I don't know, 20 years. So I have heard a lot of stories. I have been a caregiver myself intermittently most of my life. I have been a guardian for 2 individuals who lived in assisted living for 6 years. And both of those individuals passed away this last summer. So I'm also a grandmother of 4 grandchildren that live here in the Helena area. So across my lifespan, I have worked in places that allowed me to have direct contact with people who needed care and with people who were providing care. So I have a pretty global understanding of people's needs as a caregiver, how to plan it, to preserve the caregiver's strength and health throughout that, and have collected resources for a long time. So I'm really happy to be working for AARP in the sense that I can use all of that information, the last 40 years of information, and be able to talk to you and other people in a way that provides not just a presentation from AARP, but the ability to field questions and the ability to bring in other resources in addition to the AARP resources. So I am kind of reversing the ordinary program today. And so usually the resources are at the end, but because you are libraries and I'm kind of changing up the PowerPoint presentation as well as my speech today, because I want it to be as applicable as possible to the librarians. And do you have any trustees today?
Yes. Yeah, we
Okay.
have a couple.
Excellent. So part of my conversation with you today is going to be about ideas of how you can help people in your community via the library. Some of my presentation is to you directly if you are a caregiver. Some of my presentation is to actually help you identify if you are a caregiver, because a lot of people are caregivers and just don't realize that. So this is my boss at AARP, Nancy Anderson. Her phone number is 406-457-4703 for anyone who cannot see the slide. And she is at actually that's the website for AARP, not Nancy, www.aarp.org/MT. If you put caregiver at the end of that, or caregiving, something that has care giving in the word, you will find a gigantic amount of resources, possibly more than anyone could possibly read. And I have not even touched all of the resources in the AARP website. I've been doing this for 3 full years now. So that's a lot of stuff. The next slide is local offerings. And this isn't just local offerings in Helena. This is local offerings to people all over the state of Montana. And a lot of it is virtual. During COVID, we figured out how to do a lot of things virtually that we didn't either think we could do or didn't know we could do in different ways to allow us to be able to, for example, exercise with a group from all over the state or the nation. Movies for grown-ups is fun, and all of these advertisements or these offerings from AARP on this website here on the screen, aarp.org/Montana events, is, like I said before, all free. So it's a way to reduce isolation, especially I think during the winter months when it's hard to get around. There isn't an age requirement for any of these caregiving things that I'm talking about today. So if somebody wants to watch, I just watched a Big Fat Greek Wedding. I don't know if that's the right words, number 3, because that was a free Movies for Grown-ups recently. And it was quite enjoyable. You can do that with someone you love that's older or younger, or however you want to do it. It's just a matter of registering. Everything with AARP requires a registration. And this one is the national resources. So we've got the AARP Caregiver Resource Center. We've got Community Resources Finder, which I don't particularly think is all that helpful in Montana, but it is an option. The learnaarp.org. And then the last 2 that are kind of small, they're in a tight spot for a long website address, are workers who are caregivers. In other words, somebody works outside the home or on the computer and has caregiving duties in addition to that at the same time. So the one that is not on there that I would like you to write down is called Friendly Voice. And I'm going to refer to that in a couple of other slides down the road. The phone number for Friendly Voice is 1-888-282 0145. And that is a wonderful resource for people who are lonely and isolated in their home. And someone, if you register with Friendly Voice, someone will call you from Friendly Voice and talk to you for 5-10 minutes and help reduce the loneliness. They're not going to talk to you about how to fix something. They're just going to talk to the person. So for example, if I am working outside the home and I'm taking care of my guardian person that is in the assisted living, if I have to go to a meeting or something and I'm not going to be able to take her phone call, I can have scheduled Friendly Voice people to call her at a certain time and to help alleviate that desire to call me when I'm in a meeting and not available. So you can set those up. I think it's still Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. There's a little wiggle room because of the East and West Coast time frame, but really good resources that are available from AARP. So I just want to get a little sense of who is in the audience. So Nancy, if you would help me kind of just tell me verbally, are you a caregiver? Raise your hand, and then tell me how many people are raising their hand.
Well, define caregiver.
That's why I'm asking the question. Call yourself a caregiver. Do you believe you are a caregiver?
Was it specifically for the elderly?
No.
Nope. Are you a caregiver?
Spouses.
I see one hand. I see two hands, 3 hands. How about the folks and the other locations? Can you do the hand up on the when you push more, and then you can put your hand up on the computer so I can see?
Let's see.
Usually I have about 30 to 40% of the people in the presentations identify themselves as caregivers. So we're going to talk a little bit throughout the hour of who are caregivers, because a lot of people don't identify themselves as a caregiver for the very reasons that a couple of you are mentioning. Am I a caregiver if I'm the mom? Am I a caregiver if I'm the spouse? Am I the caregiver if it's my mom? Am I a caregiver if it's an infant? So I'm just going to give you some statistics, and I have the source for the more recent statistics on this slide from the AARP Policy Institute report. Here's some facts about caregiving, which show it really affects everyone. Family caregivers provide the majority of long-term care in the United States. The average family caregiver, this is really important, for age 49, who works 35 hours a week and provides almost 25 hours of care per week. So that's the average person that is a caregiver is 49, working 35 hours a week and providing 25 hours of care. That is why caregivers are tired. That is why caregivers are overwhelmed. That is why caregivers need support. So everybody has a little bit different configuration of that number of hours, but I'll give you some additional information. More than 48 million family caregivers each year provide care for aging parents, spouses, aunts, uncles, friends, or other loved ones. In 2020, more than 41 million of them are giving care to someone over the age of 50. So that statistic has to do with people over the age of 50. But what AARP learned, and I guess I learned as time went on also, is that caregiving for infants is also very tiring. Caregiving for a toddler is tiring. caregiving for a teenager is tiring. And those of you that have adult children like me, you're still a mom, right? So it is not just caregiving for seniors, but that is what the statistics that I'm reporting here are. So caregiving affects the whole family. Men are now almost as likely to say they are family caregivers as women. So 40% of men are saying they're caregivers and 60% of women are saying they're caregivers. So that caregiving burden or that caregiving work has changed over certainly my lifetime to be from a predominantly women task to now it's a shared task, or maybe it's just the male in the family. So it's changed. Even 24% of Americans ages 18 to 34 say they are family caregivers. And I fall into that category because I was raised by my grandmother from 6th grade on up. And so I didn't realize I was doing caregiving when I was 18 years old or 17 years old or 20 years old. But in fact, I know now that that is what I was doing when I was helping with bills, helping with housework, helping with transportation, etc. AARP published more recent statistics in March, on March 8th, 2023. Family caregivers spent 36 billion with a B hours caring for adults in 2021. And remember, that's in the middle of the pandemic, or I guess the waning part of the pandemic. That is a lot of time. And usually that is not paid, usually if it's a family caregiver. An estimated $600 billion in unpaid caregiving was provided. Nationally, by 2034, adults age 65 will outnumber children under the age of 18. So for those of you that are in a position of planning for the future, 2024 or 2034, we need to start considering ways that this caregiving can be done without as many people that are younger providing the care. So how do we do that? Do we rely on better local systems? Do we do that relying on technology? Do we do that with more assisted living beds, nursing home beds, a different level of care? How do we do that? So that is what we're going to talk about. It is difficult to be a caregiver and an employee. I have struggled with that for a really long time, since I have twins that are now 32 years old, but it was very difficult to be a 40-hour employee outside the home, which required traveling for me, and to be able to manage my mother caregiving duties as well. And of course, you know that that doesn't end at year 1, that doesn't end at year 20. So if people live in another state, it used to be that they either had to, take leave and come to the location to help with the person who needs care, which we frequently call care recipient, or the person that needs help. We used to have to just drive there or fly there or whatever. We had to do it in person. And most of the caregiving was done locally. But now we have the internet, and COVID proved that we can do lots of things online, whether we like it or not, whether we use it or not, it's still an opportunity. And so it doesn't matter if you're in New York City or Spokane, Washington, or Texas somewhere. The people that are long distance caregiving can now participate in roles through the internet that we didn't have available to us before. So that has opened a lot of doors, I believe, to be able to manage caregiving in a way that does not necessarily mean 24 hours you're sitting with the person or living with the person. Caring for a family member or close friend is one of the most important roles you'll play. It may start with driving your loved one to groceries or to going to the doctor. As time goes by, you may find yourself taking more time off from work, preparing meals, or handling bills. No matter where you are in the journey of family caregiving, just beginning to anticipate a need, helping to coordinate a big move, or taking care of a family member full time, having a good framework to help guide both you and your loved one will make the process easier. During this session, we will share a framework to help you make plans for care for family members, neighbors, and friends, and you will have the opportunity to connect with other family caregivers. So one of the reasons that I really like to do these presentations, especially for like coworker and employment groups, is because you see each other raising your hands and asking questions and telling stories. And so you can be of support to each other. So it's the same thing from my point of view, that in the library, especially in Montana, where we have smaller communities and, you know, close networks, that we end up being, the library ends up being, you end up being, I end up being support for those people who need help. And the library has the ability to be a hub. That's what I view. The library and the senior center in most communities and the post office are hubs. And so having materials and information available either in book form, booklet form, or internet, I think is really useful in your local community libraries. Family caregivers juggle many tasks. The age of the person needing care does not matter. Caregiving is needed across the lifespan. What about the people you work with? How do they manage caregiving and work? What are the consequences of not working for money as a caregiver? So I sent Nancy 2 emails this morning that she can share with others if she would like to. And they are about caregivers and the workforce and the aging of America. Well, it's aging of the world, not just America, and certainly not just Montana. Although I heard not too long ago that Montana has the most people over the age of 65, and I think it was west of like Nebraska or somewhere. So, I mean, we're not just 1 or 2 in the hub of seniors living in our state. We are on the top of that. And a lot of people, as you know, moved here before, during, and after COVID for a lot of reasons that they felt safer for whatever reason in Montana, so they moved here. So the typical caregiver, regardless of the age of the caregiver or the person they're taking care of, they will do a group of things with such as household tasks, cleaning, laundry, yard work, helping with medications, regularly cook or provide food or meals for a loved one, take people to doctor's appointments, help with personal care such as bathing, dressing, and grooming, help with finances, maybe help somebody balance a checkbook, help with online banking, and certainly help with, in my case, I just had to have my daughter come over and help me hook up my new TV, got that done, and then needed more help to hook up Hulu. So from a technology standpoint, I can make it work. I can't always make it get it set up. So that's another role that caregivers play now. Providing emotional support and companionship, communing with health professionals, and coordinating health care. So those of you that raised your hands as caregivers, and those of you that are now identifying yourself as either a past caregiver or a current caregiver, you can identify with at least some of those things on the list. So the 5 steps to creating a plan of care which is different from a care plan. If any of you are involved with healthcare, it is not a care plan, but it has the same concept behind it. So creating a plan to care for someone is much the same as providing support and a written document that says this is what the person needs and this is how we're going to make it happen. So the first step to creating a care plan, creating a plan is to start the conversation. So what resources are available through the library for patrons to understand caregiving? Sometimes fiction is more palatable than nonfiction reality. And I've got a bunch of books sitting here beside me. So this one I'll say is called Disrupting Aging by Joanne Jenkins. And she's the CEO of AARP. So she's got a really interesting perspective. This one is Braving the Wilderness. This is a Brene Brown book. And it has a lot of information about trauma because most people have some sort of trauma in their life, and it can factor into their ability to take care of someone else or have someone else take care of them. This one is, I think it's a domestic violence focus. I haven't read it for a while, but it is certainly nonfiction and a challenge to read for people that need that kind of thing. This Becoming or Being Mortal book, I love it, but it's pretty harsh. It's hard to read, but it's really good. And then we have such things as trauma stewardship, which means, for example, myself, as many years as I've been doing this, and as many stories that I've heard, some really horrific, there is secondary trauma or vicarious trauma or caregiver stress or compassion fatigue. Any of those words basically mean that the caregiver is struggling. And so any of those kinds of books I think are very helpful for people that are either in the middle of it or planning or recovering from their time being a caregiver. So I really believe that storytelling is valuable when we share the load. I think that we understand that we're not alone. Other people have experienced this, even if it's not exactly the same as our story. So when I say storytelling is valuable, anything from a support group within the library or using the library as a location or creating some sort of support where people can come together and have a conversation, whether that's virtual or in their houses. So often families avoid discussions about the future simply because they don't want to think about changes. I brought a lot of books, or I have a lot of books here because you are a library after all. So this one is called Can't We Talk About Something More Pleasant by Raj Chast, and it's a graphic novel. And so it reads really fast. And, it's really, it's a fun book, but it is definitely getting to the bottom of very difficult conversations and very difficult caregiving crises. Most people wait until they're generally at the emergency room and someone has told them they can't do something, like they can't go home until, or they can't go up and down stairs anymore, or they're going to have 24-hour supervision, at least for a period of time. So waiting until the crisis occurs is what usually people do. But I'm advocating with this Prepare to Care class that we have some of the plan fleshed out before we end up in the emergency room, so that when we get to the emergency room and somebody says, mom isn't going to recover from this stroke so that she can take care of herself 24/7. So you as a family have to make some decisions. So if you have part of that plan already taken care of, that's much easier. So it's really important to look for an opening. I reference books all the time. People can reference magazine articles, blogs, websites, all kinds of things, television shows, to start the conversation. Can use all those kinds of resources from the library. You can say, oh, hey, I saw this book at the library the other day on estate planning, or this Marcia Getting presentation that she's going to do upcoming. I'm going to go. Would you like to come with me? Or do you want to go? I'll take you if you want to go. So some examples of that are, I saw public notice about a lifespan respite retreat coming up. So Dan Colts is the person that does at respite retreats around the state of Montana. And I just mailed off to him some materials because he's doing a caregiver retreat in the Miles City and Broadus area. And those retreats are just for the caregiver. They're free for the caregiver. There's usually a little bit of a stipend to help with gas. The Lifespan Respite Program through the state of Montana can provide funds if you apply and qualify and do all that stuff, to buy a gym membership or to pay for a caregiver while you go to the Lifespan Respite retreat, things like that. And Dan is a fabulous guy. He's at MSUB, and there is a gerontology program at MSUB, and that's where he is, as well as Marcia Getting, who's probably the most well-known estate planning person in the state of Montana. So try not to anticipate what your loved one might say. Ask them the question and allow them to say what it is they want today, knowing that tomorrow it may be a different answer. It's important to review the finances with a parent or loved one. We call trusted others. So it could be a family member, it could be the neighbor, it could be someone else, but somebody who the person, and we're talking about seniors now because young children probably don't need to be involved with the finances. So you need to find out what kind of financial resources they have. So I talk about this one, do you have more than one bank? And the reason I asked that question and bring it up is that my grandma, even though it was a long time ago, she had banks in 3 states. She lived in northern Idaho, so she had an account there. She had a bank in Montana, and she had a bank in Washington. So it's not necessary to know that she has, I don't know, $40 in each of those accounts. What's important is to know where to go looking for those if you have to help. The next step is to form your team. And forming the team used to mean whoever lived near you. And it still does in some remote parts of our state particularly. And I think the folks from eastern Montana, Circle, Jordan, my recollection is even in Sydney and Glendive, it's difficult to find home health services on that side of the state. And so your team may be people from a long distance away, or you might have to move closer to those services if you need them. So forming a team in Montana is a strategy, really, that you have to consider all the opportunities in your community, on your block or your street, and then look for those services that are maybe farther away. Caregiver stress, vicarious trauma, secondary trauma, self-help strategies, dementia, memory loss are all topics for libraries to focus on. I believe the Alzheimer's Association reports that 25% of caregivers die before the person they're caring for. And the reason for that is primarily it's a hard job. You don't get enough sleep. If you're the age where you already have a chronic illness, chronic illnesses develop or get worse under intense stress. And so it is something to be aware of in your own family, in your own community, to try and preserve the health of those people that are on your team and not to leave it for one person. So often, like a husband wife, if the husband has been struggling, the wife is becoming the caregiver, and maybe she doesn't want anybody to come in and do the dishes for her because she's always done it. Or maybe the husband is the one that needs care now, and the wife is no longer able to cook meals and for whatever reason. And so how does that family, how does that couple manage their goals, which may be to stay at home as long as possible? I want to go to a care community in a bigger town so that I don't have to drive around. Or some people say, I don't want anybody in my house, so this is just going to be the way it is. So there's a range of I guess, what people who need care will allow and their family members. And you have to be conscious of that and do some negotiation. So my sister has MS, and she lives in another state. And when my dad was at the end of his life, my sister called him every day for a couple of years, and they just had coffee in the morning on the telephone. It's not that it was a difficult task, but it started both their days really good. And the majority of people can make a phone call or can send something in the mail. So rely on those little things just as much as you're asking for something big. Figure out who can do the little things and possibly save the big things for a paid caregiver if that's necessary. So from a food standpoint, there's all kinds of organizations that can send you meals to your house. Of course, there's Meals on Wheels, there's Blue Apron, Mom's Meals, HelloFresh. Online banking can be done virtually from anywhere if that works for the family or the couple or the location. And one of the things that I always talk about is to evaluate your expectation of other family members. It's my experience that there's no way to make a caregiver do something they don't want to do. You can guilt them, you can, cry it's not fair, you can do anything you want, but trying to get somebody to do something is just really difficult. So if you find out what that team member likes to do, and if you can have them do that for your person who needs care, then that is a wonderful match because they have the capability and the desire to do that. I so often see siblings say, well, I'm going to use my name. LaDawn lives in Wyoming and she never comes help. It's not fair. I'm Susie and I'm the other sister and I live in town with Mom and I have to do everything. LaDawn needs to pull her load or step up to the plate or something. It's really difficult to get people to do that. So you got to figure out what they can do within their life structure that will help that person that needs the care. So building and supporting your team, we're talking about what tasks need to be done. Is a person pretty good? They just need somebody to grocery shop once a week or once a month or whatever it is, once a day. So who can do online shopping? Who can call Mom and see what food items she wants to order from the store and then either help her get them from the store, order them on Amazon, Walmart, whatever the store of choice and location and ability is in that particular town. So that can be done by a local person, but it can be done also by a long distance person. So look for people that can do things that they like to do and have skills to do. and do assign roles, like, I don't know, the shopping example. Daughter Marcy is going to go to the grocery store and pick up whatever sister in New York are ordered online at Safeway, and she's going to go pick it up and deliver it to mom's house. So there's lots of ways to coordinate things, but it really needs to be clear, defined, and some communication about expectations, not just giving a job to a person without having a negotiation about the subject and the task. So the next thing you do is you make a plan. And in that plan, you have identified the tasks that need to be done. And you have a group of people, names, addresses, phone numbers, whatever you do, Facebook link, maybe you put together a family Facebook blog or something like that. Or a lot of people are using the healthcare portals to communicate for a variety of things now. So they're all good ways to create a plan with everybody's input and everybody knowing what each other is doing. And then what's the backup plan? You know, if Pam can't come to Denise's house tomorrow, who is going to step in for Pam? What is the transition for, yes, I can be your backup? Oftentimes in today's staffing world, we have a lot of people where even agencies, they lose an employee or the employee doesn't show up that day. And so what happens to the person that's at home waiting for that service to arrive? That has been a big problem the last, I'm going to say 10 years, particularly, of, people are scheduled to do things, don't show up. So what's the consequences of that? So keep in mind that the options for addressing needs will depend on finances, the willingness of your support team, and the resources available in your community. And this is one situation where I say location, location, location matters, because I know I did some research a while ago. Broadus is one of those places that you can't get home health, I don't think, easily. Wolf Creek, north of Helena, where I live, most of the home health, well, I think all of the home health agencies do not cover that area because there aren't enough people for them to justify driving up there and doing the home health form. So how do you get around that? There's a variety of ways, but you got to have a plan that's based on your location and your family structure. So use the Prepare to Care workbook. So these are available online. You can order as many of them as you want. The front of it is a bunch of words and information, and the back of it is basically a list of helping you make your plan, helping keep information in one place. So I, as well as AARP, advocate having one of these, making a plan, if not on this, on something else. It can be as fancy as you want it to be. It can be 1,000 spreadsheets if that's what you like to do, or it could be written down on the calendar or something like that. This particular Prepare to Care brochure is the one that's available nationally on the website. But there is one that you can get from Nancy Anderson on that first slide that is specific to Montana. So that is the one that has all of the, well, I'm just looking at the one that's not Montana, but it has all the local resources like Lifespan Respite Program. It has the area agencies on aging. It has the Adult Protective Service office number. It has, pages and pages of resources that are specific to Montana. So after you've delegated all the responsibilities and the tasks, and everybody is able to do what they need to do, you need to, evaluate that program or that plan periodically, because if somebody comes from the emergency room, maybe they only need help bathing, dressing, grooming for a week. Maybe after that, they just need help with meals. After that, maybe they just need help with transportation. So it's kind of an evolving and changing plan that's based on some fundamental ideas. I want to live in my home until I can't anymore. I want to go straight to the nursing home because I don't have family that can or is able to do this. And let's recognize that family dynamics are not always such that one of the children can take care of their parent. I, for example, did not have a great relationship with particularly my dad. And so I knew that if push came to shove, my mom could come live with me, but I could not do that and remain mentally healthy with my dad. So what kind of support do you have available when you have honest conversations with yourself? So one of the things that I put together that is not AARP words, this is just according to LaDawn. So under this finding support, people usually say to me, well, at what point do I know it's time to look at a facility? Or at what point do I know I'm in over my head? These are the words that I've created based on those questions. If you've come to realize that the scope of care needed for your loved one is beyond what you or your team can provide, it's okay to reach out for extra support. There are a number of ways you can obtain the help you need. The library is only one source. Talk to your medical professionals and, if applicable, your faith network. When you have exhausted your volunteer help, then it's time to assess the ability to pay for additional support, which goes back to another look at finances. Do you, as the caregiver, need to, can't you provide financial support for some of the paid work? Or can the person who needs the care pay for some paid support? These are the reasons from my perspective of why a person should be admitted to a facility. Caregiver is getting sick physically or emotionally. I have a relative that basically had a heart attack because she was doing too much caregiving for her spouse, and she wasn't sleeping, she wasn't taking care of herself. So the result of that ended up being a heart attack, which caused the doctor to say this is too much for you, which resulted in the family getting together and hiring somebody to sleep at their house to take care of him so that she could sleep in another bedroom and get uninterrupted sleep, which was a godsend to her. Caregiver is continually resentful towards the person being cared for. If somebody feels like they have no choices, if they don't have support emotionally, physically, financially, they tend to get resentful over time if they're doing something they don't want to do. So if the caregiver is continually resentful towards the person being cared for, that's time to consider a facility or paid help. If the physical, financial, and/or medical demands exceed your ability, I see and hear all the time let's say the 89-year-old wife is taking care of the 90-year-old husband, and she can't pick him up off the floor anymore when he falls. Well, here's the reality. They both need support. The 89-year-old wife cannot continue to do increasing levels of physical caregiving without somebody helping her or a facility. If you think you might have been abusive, suicidal, or homicidal, that's a reason to think about a facility. And you'd be surprised when you think about it yourself and the people that you know, how many people consider all of those things either accidentally, unintentionally, or very active planning. And the fifth one is if you are avoiding the person that you're caring for. So I hear again all the time, I just don't want to go home. I know what's waiting for me. Or if I ever do get a break, I won't come back because the person is already exhausted and past the point of being able to really do the care that they want to do. So here's some types of support. And time check. We're okay. So you can get community resources. You can get professional help. So with telemedicine, a lot of things are available that weren't available 10 years or even maybe 5 or 6 years ago. So your local area agency on aging, in some communities are called HRDCs. Yeah. Are the best source of anything that has to do with seniors. I know nothing other than my own children and grandchildren about children, so I can't help with caregiver resources for the younger generation, but certainly the area agency on aging in the counties is your go-to. Sometimes you can look at a professional. Sometimes it's because the loved one's needs are complex and they need the care. Sometimes it's because I, the caregiver, have a complex situation and need support. So additional professionals, you can use social workers, counselors, some religions and hospitals have like an Ask a Nurse program. You can use that. You can get additional professionals from the faith community. You can use mediators to sort out communication problems within the family. Montana Mediation Association has a directory with a group of mediators, and they can mostly work anywhere in the state because they do almost everything virtually now. There's elder caring coordinators and there's geriatricians, just to name a few. So more support ideas are these. You can hire help. If you see your loved one needs help with daily activities, try exploring home care options. Some home care workers do household tasks such as cleaning and meal preparations, where others do mostly personal care. When it comes to hiring help, sometimes there are programs that can help pay for that, and sometimes it's completely out of pocket. Depends on where you live and what your needs are. Your local area agency on aging can help, or HRDC, can help identify and connect you with those services that you might need. And here's the slide with the Friendly Voices phone number on it again. Exploring housing, a good place if you're trying to decide if the person should stay in their own home or if they're going to go to a facility. The Ombudsman program, the Area Agency on Aging programs are very good at knowing what's available in your local community. Don't forget about support groups. Almost I think every disease has a support group. There are a lot of them online now. There is an AARP Facebook page that I follow regularly, and it is called AARP Family Caregivers Discussion Group, and that is a Facebook page, and people talk about everything on there, and it's national, so you get suggestions from all parts of the country, which is sometimes helpful, sometimes not helpful. But remember that AARP has the Montana Care Act cards. We can send these to you personally, or you can order them online, or I can mail a bunch to the library and you can do some sort of display, or you can have a caregiving corner, or pick a month where you're going to talk about caregiving. November is Family Caregiver Awareness Month. And February, there is a caregiving month description also. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 veterans products that are all based on the Prepare to Care, and it has a financial one as well as a Prepare to Care one. We have a financial workbook that's just like the Prepare to Care book. In other words, it has a list of questions and how to figure out the plan. Here's my Montana resource book. It has workplace and employer resources, transportation resources, housing resources, care for caregivers. It has the lifespan respite program in there. Big Sky RX pharmacy program. It has the Big Sky waiver program, which is a home and community-based waiver program that I worked for a while, and they can help with people who meet the definition of poverty and want to remain in a non-institutional setting. But you have to go through the application process, which is financial eligibility and care eligibility. So how do you care for yourself? Well, one of the things that I think is really fun is these oral history books. Some of them are just plain letters, pages in a book. Some of them have actual questions, but it's a fun task to do with a senior person when you're trying to figure out what to talk to them about, and you can do kind of a life story thing. This is a Dementia Bill of Rights card, and on the back of it, it has books on approach to dementia care, best friends, Alzheimer's activities. It has lots of stuff on there, and that's just, order online. More books. A Loving Approach to Dementia Care. This one I haven't read yet. It was given to me very recently. It's called Helping Yourself Grow Old, Things I Said to Myself When I Was Almost 90. And I have read the introduction, and it's basically a how-to grow old successfully, which is fun. This Alzheimer's activity book is another option. So don't overlook the impact of caregiving on you. Pay attention to your health and well-being. The best way to ensure that you have the energy to care for a loved one is to take care of yourself. It's the whole oxygen mask in the airplane situation. So here's some tips for caring for yourself. Tap into resources. There's programs in Montana called Powerful Tools for Caregivers, Aging Mastery through the DEEP program in Miles City, your local area agency on aging or HRDC. Use technology, personal emergency response systems like Life Alert. Life Alert is very commonly known, but there's lots of programs, and I actually looked it up a while ago. At that time, there was 23 businesses that provided some sort of a Life Alert pendant type thing that could be paid for through Medicaid. So even if a person has financially limited resources, there are still other ways or other products to buy instead of the I think the most expensive one is Life Alert. There's Alexa, there's smart houses, video cameras, laser beams across the bathroom door, so you know when somebody has used the bathroom or the refrigerator. There are biomed pillboxes that you put your thumb in so they can't be altered or misused. You can ask your employer for support through an EAP program. Review your own finances and see what can be done with your own finances to take care of yourself. Talk to your doctor. Be sure to advocate for yourself. Take advantage of caregiver services and support. Attend the Lifespan Respite program. Talk to your doctor. Isolation is something that we're really hearing a lot about, the effects of isolation. We now have really good statistics on isolation caused by the COVID shutdown and how detrimental that is to pretty much everybody. So we got to watch for that for your person that you're caring for and yourself. And in conclusion, there's 5 steps to creating a caregiving plan, and there are resources available to create that plan. And what is most important for you and your community? I also shared many resources. I hope that you will stay connected to AARP, and I hope that you will look at the AARP website and other websites like the Alzheimer's Association, dementia, and it's called something else now. Alzheimer's and related dementias. Check their Montana State Plan website. It's very good. I helped write the resources section of it. So that is the end of my presentation. I'm really glad that you invited me here today. I appreciate it. If you want any materials sent to you, I would be happy to help with that or answer any questions. So at this time, if Nancy, you could stop recording, I will stay on the line and answer